score by.
That was Hillary Clinton on Fox and Friends, underscoring her experience as her most appealing quality. A New York senator finds herself suddenly in a dogfight for the Democratic nomination, but she was careful to distance herself from the term horse race. With us now is the author of a Mormon in the White House radio talk shows, Hugh Hewitt, NPR senior correspondent Juan Williams, and townhall.com reporter Amanda Carpenter. Amanda, you want to respond to that? I mean, it is a horse race, as it should be. The race tightens. That's the way these things always go.
Yeah, I think clearly, Hillary Clinton's trying to keep showing us her softer side right now. And meanwhile, surrogates like Bill Clinton and other camp people are going on the attack and doing the dirty work for her.
You would put it that way, Hugh Hewitt. That's the way campaigns work. It's not just Hillary Clinton. People have surrogates. They do the dirty work.
But of course, she is being a little disingenuous. She knows, just as Amanda said, it's a horse race, and it will be through February, early February.
All right, let's move on, because we have Republicans attacking each other, and Mike Huckabee slamming the president on foreign policy. I'm going to put up on the screen what he said in Foreign Affairs magazine. He said the Bush administration's arrogant bunker mentality has been counterproductive at home and abroad. He says, my administration will recognize that the United States' main fight today does not pit us against the world, but pits the world against the terrorists. And here's Romney responding to Huckabee over the weekend in Iowa. Here's what Mitt Romney said about it.
I'm afraid he's running from the wrong party. The truth of the matter is this president has kept us safe these last 6 years, and that has not been easy to do.
But Juan Williams, who's right here and who's wrong?
Well, I think it's clear that Huckabee's right. What you have here is a situation where Romney's fading, and I think he's trying to attack Huckabee on immigration, pardoning prisoners, everything is going after him. And what you see is that Republicans, if you look at the numbers, Republicans still back President Bush overwhelmingly, but the war is not popular among Republicans, and where Huckabee's criticism was directed at the war effort, not at the president.
Which actually could help him in the general election if he gets that far, because of how unpopular the war is. Let me put one other thing up here in this part of the segment. Daily Rasmussen national tracking poll for both parties still shows Hillary Clinton with a substantial lead on a national scale, 40% versus 27% for Barack Obama, and Edwards at 13. In the Republican Party, you got Huckabee 23, Rudy 18, Romney 15, Thompson 13, and McCain 11. Hugh Hewitt, a lot of shuffling, it seems, on the Republican side, not as much on the Democratic side.
Big mistake by Mike Huckabee to go after the president. It's going to add to the Huckaboom becoming a Huckabust. The new Rasmussen poll out of South Carolina tonight has Huckabee falling precipitously over the last week. It's now a tie with Mitt Romney. The Republican Party is not going to support an attack on the president, and they will not support. I played the Huckabee speech from September today, where he talks about cozying up to Iran. Big mistake by Mike Huckabee. He's going to pay a political price.
You go along with that, Juan Williams? Can the president, if he is attacked on foreign policy by Republicans, is that Republican going to do better than someone who supports the Bush, what some would say are failed policies?
Well, in my opinion, what you're seeing is that Huckabee is saying Republicans are thinking people. They're not all going to line up. And you know what? If you watch the debates, you don't see the Republicans bragging about the Bush administration, mentioning the president in any positive way. They're reaching back to Ronald Reagan. I think that's an indication that people are making their own minds up, and it's not a matter of allegiance to President Bush.
Hey, Amanda, let me go to the big endorsement that made a lot of news today, and that is a Democrat, Senator Joe Lieberman, endorsing and supporting Senator McCain.
When it comes to leading America to victory against the Islamist terrorists who attacked us on 9/11, there's no one better prepared than John McCain.
You know, Amanda, revenge is sweet. All his friends abandoned him in that primary, and now you've got to know that the Democratic Party is thinking one day there may be this defection. What do you think of this endorsement?
Yeah, I think there are some open wounds still kind of out there in the public eye. But you know what? These are two mavericks of two kind of parties coming together in a way that is reminiscent of a way that, senators used to work together before they were beholden by special interest parties like MoveOn.org.
Yeah, but Hugh Hewitt, let's put up here the Des Moines Register. I thought this was a pretty interesting endorsement that came out here today. And what's fascinating about this, because it says McCain is the most ready to lead America in a complex and dangerous world and to rebuild trust at home and abroad by inspiring confidence in his leadership. But it's a little strange. Remember, he skipped the Iowa in 2000, barely campaigned there in this cycle, and they've got the main newspaper giving this endorsement here. I think that was a little bit of a surprise, and he's ringing up a lot of endorsements.
Yeah, he also got the Boston Globe, but I don't think they're going to help him in Iowa or New Hampshire. I think Joe Lieberman hurts Democrats badly because it illustrates just how wrong they are on the war, that they've lost their standard bearer, one of their two standard bearers, because of the war. But I don't think it helps John McCain because the independents in New Hampshire are going to probably travel over to vote in the Obama-Hillary campaign much more than on the Republican side. Romney's lead is holding up in New Hampshire very nicely.
You know, Juan Williams, an agitated Bill Clinton on the Charlie Rose show. Every time, by the way, Bill Clinton does anything, on my radio show, I play the Lone Ranger. He's into the rescue, which shows nothing but, I think, weakness for Hillary. Let's watch him on Charlie Rose.
I think vision's important, and I think programs are important. But I think symbol is not as important as substance now. We got
Are you
to get this show
suggesting
on
by
the road.
that Senator Obama is more symbol than substance as an agent of change?
Well, that's not help that. Even when I was a governor and young and thought I was the best politician in the Democratic Party, I didn't run. When's the last time we elected a president based on 1 year of service in the Senate before he started running? And he will have been a senator longer by the time he's inaugurated, but essentially once you start running for president full time, you don't have time to do much else.
He's making mistakes. The New York Times reports today that he is now officially running the campaign, and I think he makes her look weak.
Well, you know what? I mean, you know, hi-ho Tonto, here he comes in, and he is emphasizing a message, Sean, that says this is all about who's really electable. He went on to say, don't roll the dice with Obama. And, you know, they emphasize this business about Obama being vulnerable to swift voting on the cocaine and the drugs. I think they're delivering a very effective message against Senator Obama.
All right. We're going to have